So hello to my lovely Leos. Welcome to your rest of November reading, together with an overview of this full moon in Taurus on the 8th for those of you with Leo Ascendant. So yes, I'm just going to cover an overview. So the reading's going to be about 15 minutes or so. And then for those of you who have a Leo Ascendant, so this means that your first house will start in your chart with the house of Leo. So this always tells us where the full of the new moon will hit. So if you have a sun in Leo, it doesn't necessarily mean that your first house is Leo. You can only gauge that by your ascendant. So this full moon is around 16 to 17 degrees of Taurus. I nearly said Scorpio then Leo. So it will be impacting the fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus and Scorpio the most, but mainly really Scorpio and Taurus, because it will be in opposition to Scorpio, because Taurus and Scorpio are opposite signs in the zodiac. So if you have your Leo ascendant around about the middle of Leo, which is about 16-70 degrees, you will be having this full moon eclipse in your fourth house, Leo. So this is the house of home, family and security in your house. So it's where we put down roots, it's where we find our limits and generally secure ourselves. So it's the end of what we've searched in the third house. So the third house is very much about learning. It's about, but it's about what we read. It's about our voice. It's also to do with communications. But in the fourth house, it's where we end our search, we settle down and we manage to get in possession of the whole situation. So this is our home and our base from which we can work, feel and experience. It's the root of our experience, the core and the thick of it. So if you have a Leo, if you happen to have Leo planet, so planets in Leo in the fourth house, you will love, like your home is really your castle, because Leos love anything that's shiny and sparkly and that looks, shiny and new, and you'll have a specific way that you might design your house and it has to have certain things in there. That's very much like the Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. So it sometimes can like ostentatious things. That's absolutely grand with me if it makes you happy. So we're going to ask Spirit now for Leo energy in general. What's coming up for you in the month of November, please? So an overview for Leo. I'm going to use these, and I think I'm going to use the tarot and the energy oracle cards. An overview for Leo, please. Overview for Leo. Okay. Well, this is very clear. So if you are a divine feminine, there's clarity coming in your life in some area. It's interesting actually, because the lost luck card has come out and courage. So there might have been something that's happened recently, Leo, that you've not been able to make sense of in your life. It could be a loss of a friend, a relationship, a lover, a choice. It's to do with your divine feminine side. So if you are a feminine, it could be that what this is saying is you're going to get clarity. It's about facing your true north node this month, Leo. Again, if it's activating your fourth house, if the Leo ascendants, we're in a full moon and it's a full moon eclipse. So it's closing something out. There's a pivoting that's being asked of you, Leo, in this area. So it could be that for some of you, the ascendant, you might be moving home. You might be acquiring a property. You might be putting down roots in a new way. You might be finding a sense of self within yourself that you haven't felt for a long time. This last couple of years for a lot of people has been very, very ungrounding. There's just so much going on in the world. We're constantly bombarded with like the fear narrative. And it could be for you, Leo, that you're basically saying, F it, I just want to go out and have fun, because the courage card is here. So you've actually turned up in your own reading, which doesn't surprise me for Leo at all. I'm actually delighted, because for you, I feel that gives you like some credence in your reading. Like when I think a sign turns up in their own reading, it's always a really strong message. But it's also, it's like this for me symbolises you turning up for yourself this month, no matter what is happening, not to self-abandon. Yes, the Divine Mother's here, so to take care of yourself, to slow down. You know, you are a fixed sign, so you do like the regularity of some level of knowing what's coming, knowing how things are going to be, planning ahead. Whoa, those are flying out. Yeah, so calming the waters is here, an adjustment. So there's some kind of big emotional shift that's coming through for you this month, Leo, which is based upon, you know, I always think it's great to reflect, but not to be nostalgic, because nostalgia can be sometimes a bit dangerous because it can keep us stuck in our past. If only this happened, if only that. And actually, that's already left the building. The past is gone. So this is now like the new. So there's something here that's coming in around calming, because the calming the waters card has come out with adjustment. But it's about you being able to mother yourself. So there's a very, very strong feminine energy. So if you are a Leo man, there is an energy here of you being able to take care of yourself and your emotions, and not to look outside of yourself for somebody to do that for you. So if you have a pattern in relationships of looking for, and I'm just putting this out there, for instance, as a just as an example, this is not about anybody or you, Leo, but say, for example, you've always, like, you're a Leo man, and, you know, you want to be, like, taken care of by your partner. I mean, we all do, there's nothing wrong with that. But there's being taken care of and somebody meeting your needs and somebody mothering you, which it really tips the boundaries into an unhealthy relationship, because, you know, our mother is our mother. You know, whether we got on with them or whether we connected with them or whatever, that's another story, isn't it, for a different day. But a big part of becoming an adult is actually having a healthy separation from the mother. So this is when we grow into our healthy adult expression. So when we've done that, we don't look for romantic partners to do that mothering. And I think it's probably a little bit difficult from a masculine perspective, because if you've had a mother that's over engulfed you or enmeshed with you, which is very unhealthy, or there's a parentification where you became the parent and they became the child, which is like the adult child archetype, which is very unhealthy as well. That's not your fault. It's nothing to do, you know, it's nothing to do with what you've done wrong. It's actually the parents' unhealthy patterns. And we have to, no matter whether we like our parents or not, for whatever they've done to us or supposedly done to us, we have the choice to exalt our lives and mature out of that, and to look at these patterns and to fix them and to heal them. So there is some kind of adjustment coming on for you this month, Leo, which is really powerful, because the gratitude card is here. So there's something to be really thankful for this month. So whatever is being released for you around, it could be home and family, and feeling secure within yourself, and finally feeling like, look, the waters are starting to calm. I've got the courage to get through this stuff, whatever it is, whether it's money worries, whether it's you're having to make some adjustment in your life, a partner's just left and you just think, how am I going to get through this? What this is saying is, I really want to show you this card, because this is the Leo energy. It's firstly compassionate, actually. Again, this whole thing about Leo's being this and this, it's just like you have such a beautiful heart, Leo, and you are, you know, I just want to squeeze you, squashy hug, give you a big hug, and then tell you to kind of get on with it, because you've got this. So I'm going to ask Spirit, what do you not see yet during this month? What do you not see yet during the month of November, please, for Leo? Oops. Well, God, this World card, I'm telling you, it's come out so much for like so many of the signs. It just came out for Cancer. It's come out for so many. I can't even remember for the other signs. It's been that straight away. So this is about this is about being honest with yourself here. The Ace of Swords is a brand new start based upon the truth. And when we do that, it means that anything else that isn't truthful gets cut from our lives. So if we do this, the Chariot's at the bottom of the pack. So this is fast moving energy. This is things really clearing from your world very quickly. So what I want to say to you, Leo, is once you make this decision to move forward with your life in whatever it is that you feel's holding you back, so you're getting clarity this month. It's around a loss that you've experienced or something where you felt victimized in the past. You know, it's time to call upon your inner parent, whether it's your inner mother or your inner father, to do what you need to do to heal, to receive that support and love. Give it to yourself first, and it's going to be very powerful. But it is about getting honest and real with yourself, because the Ace of Swords is like just cutting through all the nonsense. Now, the Knight of Cups is saying it's going to open up. It's going to bring in more love into your life in the long term. Because this is you closing off a cycle here with the World card. This is the end of a cycle. And it, again, can you see, this is you at the bottom of the World card, which is the fixed signs, Scorpio, Leo, the bulls here next to you, your mate, and you're all in there. An Aquarius, the water bearer at the top here. So the fixed signs are always in the World card, which is the end of one fixed cycle and moving on. So whatever you went through, Leo, was actually necessary for your growth. And actually, if you look at it like that, it will bring in this energy of this thank you, like that. Actually, that's I'm seeing this in a different light now. But actually, what I'm really feeling is if what a spirit have just shared with you is actually going to make you much more attractive to other people. So people are going to want to come in and offer you things, time, help, energy. It's like it's time to get your glow back on. I mean, look at this. I love the fact that the lion, I've never noticed this before, the lion is roaring. You know, the lion only roars when it needs to roar. So I think it's time to get your roar back, Leo. Whatever that means for you, it's open to your own interpretation. And then possible outcome for Leo, please, this month. Possible outcome for Leo this month. Right, so there's a bit of a pause here. Time to take a change in perspective. The Hanged Man is being called for. So you're going to be seeing a lot of things in a different light by the end of the month. And you're going to feel totally blessed this month, Leo. If you allow what needs to go, this sense of victimization or fear from the past, you know, whatever is symbolic of that for you, and you are working through this with some courage, with some grace, and seeing the clarity behind it. Again, this is reminding me that one of the other fixed points in the card is the Scorpio. The eagle sees things from a higher vantage point, so it's seeing everything from a bird's eye view. The victim will often see things from a very, very like lower level, like that everything was done to me, whereas the eagle will go, well, actually what this did was it built me strength, it showed me who I really am. So I feel for this month, Leo, by the end of the month, you are just going to feel blessed if you face what you need to face and you don't hide away. Yeah, again, there will be moments, the Tower moment, it's it's letting everything fall that just isn't in line with who you are. Like, I want you to remember this month, Leo, in the month of November, to remember who you are, okay? Because you're actually Leos, and this is just a lot of, like, I've never met a Leo that isn't fun to be around. They're just great. Like, I mean, I'm lucky, like, I got on with Leos because I've got a Leo moon. So I tend to find that when I'm with Leos, I laugh. Like, nothing stays too serious for long, which you really need. We all need people like this. Like, we need you, Leo, to be Leo, okay? Shine. And also, like, you know, when you are, you know, down and depressed, which is very unusual for a Leo, but it does happen, we all go through it. It's really obvious that you're not yourself. But don't get fixed in that energy, you know, do something about it. Leo needs to, you know, you need to roar, you need to let it out in whatever way that is. You need to, like, get in the gym, you need to let it all out of your body. And actually, that's a better use of your time than sat on the sofa eating Pringles, as one of the guys said to me in the gym the other day. He goes, like, up in here, love, lifting, because he's lifting like 250 kilograms in squats. And I was like, I said, how much weight have you got on that what would you call it? I'm sorry, I don't know how to describe the equipment. And he said, it's crazy because I am crazy. And I was like, oh my God. I said, fair play to you, as we would say in Ireland. My dad would always say that, fair play to you, which is like, it's actually not being disrespectful. It's actually saying to you, respect to you. But in an Irish term, those of you with Irish parents will understand this one. And then he said, look, I could be sat on my couch eating Pringles, putting on loads of weight. I could be in here doing crazy stuff like this. And he said, I'd rather be doing this. And we had a bit of a joke about it. That's kind of a Leo response. I don't even know if he is a Leo. But what I want to say to you is, it's time for you to transform that energy and let it out. Okay, Leo? So I love you lots, and I need you to entertain me. I'm just joking. We need the fun playfulness of Leos, and I find they're just very naturally funny. You could have a Sun Leo, you could have a Leo Ascendant, you could have a Leo Moon. Like, you're great at jokes and stuff, and just being daft and being a big kid. And I think this is going to be coming back for you this month. There's been a lot that some of the Leos have been going through here in this reading, but the star is about spiritual expansion and blessing, Leo. So, you've got my full support with this. So all my love, and have a great month, and take really good care of yourself. Lots of love.